Hello everyone and welcome to another instance of me playing Elden Ring. Today we're doing the Halig Tree and all of the beautiful horrors within. Isn't that fun? Well, I actually am rather looking forward to at least a few things here. But before we get into the actual Halig Tree itself, there is one thing I want to do. It's probably pointless, probably totally useless, but I want to do it anyway, because I'm stupid. Anyway, how are you guys doing? I'm doing quite well, because we went to a New England seafood place for dinner, one we've been to a few times. The place where I like getting my lobster rolls. So, you know, I got a lobster roll for dinner, and as you can imagine, given how fucking delectable those are, quite happy with that. This looks really pretty at night. Never really seen it at this time before. Anyway. You've never tried lobster before? British. That's my only explanation. Actually, I imagine they have lobster in England, but, you know, it's probably not as good. And not nearly as common. And then I also had a mug of clam chowder, which was also delectable. It would seem that, this one place likes to spice it up a bit by putting in a little teeny tiny bit of, paprika, and, I'm not entirely sure what else. Something green. It doesn't have, like, a big flavor. It doesn't have that much of an impact, but I think there still is something it adds to it. And it's quite nice. So I'm over here to grab, this. Oh yeah, this is a guy that exists. He's an Albinoric. He actually bleeds white. That's important for reasons. Why did I come back here to grab that, you may be wondering? Well, you see. Apparently frostpots can knock Malenia out of waterfall. Or at least that used to be a thing, I don't know. Anyway, here we are in the canopy of Miquella's Halig Tree. Many an envoy, heralding in the coming of a new age, and a new god. Maybe. Though maybe they're a little late. Who can really say? I need to figure out how to make sleep pots. I imagine the recipe for it's here. Somewhere. Oh, do I? I only have 4 ritual pots, huh? I must acquire more ritual pots, perhaps. So, first thing of note, there's the scarlet rot fungus growing atop the branches here. Clearly the rot is here as well. Hello, Gracie, how are you? Yeah, Malenia is very weak to frostbite, so I have heard. Oh, would y'all look at that funny little sticker star thing right next to Gracie's name. If you too want to get a star sticker and be a very special boy or girl or whatever, you can always click that join button and become a channel member. You also get emotes and shit. Gracie, deploy the emotes. Give me free advertising. Yeah, that's why the pots knock her out of waterfall. Yeah, because it basically anytime she gets hit with them, it does full frostbite, right? Neo was surprised Malenia took him under 30 attempts. Yeah, that's a surprise to me too. There you go. Look at all those delicious emotes. I think we need more members in order to get more emotes, so if you want more emotes, more of you join, I guess. So, we must once again question, where exactly do the envoys come from? Are they like creatures created by the Greater Will or something? They remind me a bit of the Night Folk, the starting race. You know, like they have like bluish skin and shit. I guess they kind of look like the Nox. It's interesting. Her and Radon took you around the same amount of attempts. That's really funny in hindsight, given how Radon is frankly kind of easy these days. Oh, gotta dodge this. Ooh, I'm just that fucking good. This bubble barrage has absurd damage output. Like, it is absolutely fucking ridiculous. Yeah, I know it was pre-nerf Radon, so his hitboxes were kind of fucked. Now, something I like about the Halig tree, and this seems to be kind of Miquella's aesthetic in general, the place looks like Rivendell. Looks like Lord of the Rings elven architecture. It gives it kind of this ethereal, fey feel to it, you know? This is probably the most something in Elden Ring feels fey-related. And I'm talking like D&D fey, Feywild stuff. Who do these appear to be statues of? Cannot really tell. Just some person with what I'm assuming is one of Miquella's lilies. Let's see here. Oh, notably, both Miquella and Trina use lilies. Power signifying faith in the Halig tree. Started to fade and wilt. How interesting, given that Miquella could not do that. Though I suppose the Halig tree is wilting, isn't it? Oh, hi. You popped up here really quickly. At least felt like it. So we got some Misbegotten here. It makes sense that these guys are here, because, well, they are straight up rejected by the Erd Tree. Exiled by the society that worships it, because they are vestiges of the Crucible. Something that's outdated, uncivilized, unholy. A wide variety of negative descriptions. Something interesting is that Halig specifically refers to making something holy. Yes, indeed. We must question the exact origins of the Halig tree. How was it created? Did they just get a tree and then Miquella, like, I don't know, planted himself in it for a bit, gave it some of his blood, just kind of poured magic on it? It's not entirely clear. However, I am fairly confident, unlike my confidence in this jump, well, what do you know, that it may have actually been grown out of the Scarlet Rot from Melania. The reason I say that is because it feels like something on such a scale that that's probably the only thing that could. Look at Caelid, the scale of Caelid. All of the life, albeit horrible and fucked up life, that there is in that entire region that was either created or transfigured by the Scarlet Rot. Sorry, buddy, there are no more Leonine Misbegotten bosses. You're just full-on enemy territory now. Is there any interesting info about that one? Thick weapon to which polishing is a foreign concept. I like it. No, we know that Miquella was effectively trying to replace the Erd Tree. Pearl Drake Talisman. Gotten quite a few of these Drake talismans. That I've never gotten until this playthrough. I've only ever had, like, the Flame and Bolt Drake talismans. But they're quite interesting. It's clear what Miquella is doing with the Halig tree. What's not clear is, where did this giant fuck-off tree come from that's actually 2 trees? Sir, could you please? Thank you. Look to be the big ants running amok. So we got these zombie guys that are just, you know, they're infected with Scarlet Rot. We have the Misbegotten here, who of course are looking to escape persecution and prejudice. Then we've got the big ants from the Ainsel and Schiefer rivers. But I think mostly just the Ainsel. It says there's a Halig tree in Limgrave. Oh, there's a Halig Drake Tower. Okay, I was about to say. Yeah, bruh, indeed. How did those big ants get here? Did they import them? Did the envoys bring them? Have they just kind of shown up? Why don't we take a look at that, what item was that told us lore about the ants? Sir, please. Holy shit, that damage. Yeah, there aren't any omen in the Halig tree, which is interesting. It may just be the case that none of them have figured out how to get here. Yet. Idiot. But what do we know about the giant ants? Got a few items that relate to them. Wherever the fuck that rapier is. It just kind of says that they inhabit there. Actually, I'm curious now. No, there's not really anything that we're aware of that's underneath the Halig tree. And by we, I mean me. I'm not aware of anything underneath it. Thank you. I forgot that some of the enemies here can be a little annoying. And also, they're really fucking strong. So, we're just gonna cheese these bitches. And now it's a little easier for us to see. I mean, I don't know, are you fucking serious? This guy just runs up here right out the gate. It kind of looks like 2 distinctive trees. I think. I'm really fucking mad about that. I love misinputs. Yeah, the architecture sure is beautiful. That it is. OSHA hates this place? Neo, OSHA hates every place in all of these games. They're all so fucking unsafe. Like, insanely unsafe. None of these places are fit for human habitation. OSHA, also known as the Fun Police. Thanks. Somehow this guy didn't hear that commotion. Bruh. Why let me do the animation if I can't hit him? What a silly fucking thing to do. I mean, it seems fairly obvious that it's Miquella's Erdtree alternative. That seems to kind of be the idea, does it not? Fuck you. God, these things are annoying. Chilled thought it was a cool find. Well. Oh, you were exploring Altus near the Perfumer's Grotto, a small area to the left of it on the map with a shrine dedicated to Melania and Miquella. Interesting! That's very interesting, actually. That is cool. I love little details like that in big open worlds. It makes them feel so much more lived in, you know? Yeah, it does seem quite likely that Miquella's absence is what's caused the Scarlet Rot to become more prominent here. Likely true. Indeed, Moog did have to Moog. He wouldn't be Moog if he weren't Mooging all over the place. Yummy sap. I wonder if actually the big ants are here because of the sap of the helix tree. That's what's drawing or creating them. Yeah, hello. Bruh. I'm gonna be mad if those flowers come back. I'm gonna be mad as shit. Ants do like dead wood, that is true. They are fans of that. By the way, I have no idea how many likes the stream has, but if you're in here and you haven't already, be sure to hit that like button. You're kind of stupid, you didn't realize sanguine was the color of red, specifically blood red. Yeah, that's kind of what sanguine means. We are at 5. Makes sense, I don't think we've really gone over 6 viewers, so yeah. Oh, you motherfuckers. Neve burnt her hand on a grill in D&D. Very impressive feat. Fucking dick. But chilled, sanguine isn't an art thing, it's just like an English language thing. Like, had you never heard the word sanguine before? It was just a word never mentioned to him until then. Sanguine's one of the old four humors in old medicine. Sanguinius, the sanguinary guard, you know, 40k shit. It all makes sense now, doesn't it? Now you see. Ow. Motherfucker. This fucking guy is moving around at like Mach 3. Could you stop? Fuck you. There we go. All is right in the world now. And now we have 7 people in here. Hello everyone, if you just hopped in and you haven't already, be sure to leave a like on the stream. Beautiful. So, obviously, this is Miquella and Melania. It must be really weird to be kind of the same age as someone, but for them to be physically like a third or less your age. It's not really clear exactly how young Miquella is. He could be like 11 or 12 max, honestly. When he's getting carted off by Moog, he looks like a fucking 6-year-old. But in some of these artistic depictions, I could see like 10 or 11, maybe. Whereas Melania is very clearly supposed to be a woman in like her 30s or something. Moog's just into Shotokan. I'm gonna kill you. I'm gonna fucking murder you. It's also very interesting that she's displayed without her prosthetic arm. Actually, now that I think about that, time for a little feet inspection. Ladies and gentlemen, I do believe those are real feet. So, I think I am fairly confident. Oh yeah, and does she have the eyes? Does she have eyes? It's kind of hard to tell. Actually, she's wearing a crown like Miquella is. That's very interesting. I don't think we ever see well, you know, we don't really see much of Melania without her helmet in general. But it's interesting that she's wearing a crown here. I assume... Actually... Radigan wears something like that. Marika wears that. Do you know if Godwin wore something like that? That's just kind of like a Children of Marika thing to wear those. I wouldn't be surprised. I'm fairly confident this sculpture is meant to depict the two prior to the creation of the Halig tree. Because I'm fairly confident Melania probably still had her legs around that time. And considering we see this depiction of the two on various occasions, it's actually, I would say perhaps, maybe even, given the emotional nature of the sculpture, that this is probably the moment when Miquella decided to go off and create the Halig tree. When all the other methods the Golden Order could provide to cure the Scarlet Rot failed, there was nothing they could do to help him and Melania, so he was like, well, this sucks, this is terrible, I'm gonna go do my own thing. Also, yes, Heavenly says, if these statues are to scale, Miquella would be like Yorshka, where he's a 7-foot-tall 10-year-old. Isn't that terrifying? Well, they're not, because Melania's not that big. If you think about Melania's like maybe 10 feet tall, so Miquella's like 5 foot. He goes like up to our chest, I suppose. Yeah, Moog would have been accepted into the Halig tree if he weren't a blood-mongering pedophile. Quite likely. They're like, oh, you're an omen, you were rejected by the Erd Tree, come hang out with us in Miquella's magic treehouse. However, no, you should not invite your weird relative to come hang out in your magic treehouse. They're going to molest you. Yeah, we gotta be reminded of this everywhere. The significance of this scene, I think, very much enforces the idea that that is the most important thing here. That is when the creation of this place was decided. Quite literally weaponized his own charisma ability with the bewitching branch. Yeah, he did. Crazy how that happens, huh? What in God's name is over here, and is it worth the suffering I'm going to endure? I've never actually been over here. I'm really bad at exploration, so there's a lot of stuff I missed up until this playthrough. In case you couldn't tell by my constant awestruck reaction to all of this shit I have in my inventory, you know? I cannot physically believe it. Yeah, I mentioned this earlier, Chill. The Halig Tree architecture is very Lord of the Rings Elven style. Gives me big Rivendell vibe. It's just for a fucking... Oh my god. Bruh. But anyway. Oh, I didn't know there was one of you back here. Should have figured, honestly. So there are some crystallians here, though notably they're getting summoned by these spirit collar snails. Said before, and I'll keep saying it till I'm dead. Miquella's on some Griffith shit with his mind-controlling super charisma. He could be. That's the danger, of course, is that they could be. And you don't know if they are. That is the most dangerous part about such people. Where is your snail, my friend? Where is the source of your existence? Ah yes, the Crystallians as well are an interesting presence here. Because obviously they were not, presumably not created by the Erd Tree. They're in kind of the same branch as the Albinorics, and that they are beings created by people. They're artificial beings. They don't have any grace, they don't come from the Erd Tree, they don't go back to it. Thus, they are another ostracized group that would be welcomed here. Yeah, hi. It does, yeah, it does enemy reuse the best. I don't mind there being enemy reuse in the Halig Tree because everyone that's here makes sense to be here. Yeah, maybe Miquella's on some Griffith shit, but as far as we can tell, he's pretty genuine. Oh, hello. An obstacle appears. Never actually been over there. But before I decide to do such a thing, we're gonna open up this shortcut. Oh my god, that totally would have killed me. That super would have. I think I mentioned this last stream, I'm not entirely sure because it was like a week ago. You may be wondering, why is the Halig Tree all the fucking way out here in the middle of nowhere? Well, it is described as the land beyond the Erd Tree here, but you can't really, let's say, if for some reason Marika decided, you know what, I fucking hate that little shit and his paraplegic sister. I'm gonna go wreck their shit. Good fucking luck sending an army over here. It's in the fucking ocean. And also, how are you supposed to scale this thing or whatever? Or cut it down? Imagine trying, if you might, to cut this fucking thing down. Good luck. You know? Oh, you know what? I never noticed those guys have their stone masks under there. I think they just have like the usual conspectus one. The Corollos one, as far as I can tell. Oh, you know what? I shouldn't have sent the elevator back up, because I planned on going back up there. What's the rent like in the Halig Tree? I get a sneaking suspicion Miquella may be some kind of communist. I don't know, I just kind of get some general impression of that. The Miquella commune tree. That's what we could call this. Yeah, don't really, I don't think, well, obviously rent and taxes are different things. I don't see Misbegotten paying for either of those. Yeah, it's a commune. They don't use money. Everyone just lives here. But you guys aren't ready for the Elden Ring political analysis lore video, are you? You aren't ready for me to place all of the demigods on the political compass. Yeah, the Halig Tree seems like a community thing. Everyone lives here, they do their fair share. Also, have I ever mentioned how very high up the lands between are? They're like super elevated. Yeah. As Neve brings up anytime we play a FromSoft game, goddamn, do these places have a high altitude. I know, Serenity, those fucking hippies. I want you to think about this. Miquella's whole gimmick is producing magical plants and using a special smoky tree branch to charm people, and also uses shit to make people fall asleep. Quite the hippie. Ugh. We'll fight this one normally. So, let's look who it is. It's been a while, Loretta, Knight of the Halig Tree. Last time we saw you, you were just a carrion knight. Royal Knight Loretta. And my fucking god, do you and your horse look great in real life. Oh, the blue and silver and unalloyed gold. Oh, just delightful. Oh, and my fucking lightsaber glaive. It's phenomenal. You're great. Now, let's see. When we cut her... it's hard to tell. Ow! Shit! That's some damage. Goddamn, son. Now, I believe I'm only seeing red blood. This is important in trying to disprove the rumor that Loretta is an Albinoric. But it's very interesting because, you know, she is only ever seen on horseback. I know with this logic you could perhaps argue, oh, well, you know, maybe the tree sentinels are fucking Albinorics. But, considering her whole mission is to find a place for the Albinorics, and she's got the silver teardrop shield, unless she is like #1 Albinoric fan in the universe, which she may be. It's a possibility, you know? I like that she has 2 sets of... I got distracted there for a second because my headphones unplugged. Well, not a big deal because Loretta's cool, so yeah. Yeah, how would Dragon Communion even work on an Albinoric? We don't know! We don't know. It's an interesting question to consider. That's the first time I've ever died to her. That feels kind of bad. Guess there has to be a first for everything. I did die to Regal Ancestor Spirit in this playthrough, so... there's gotta be a first for everything. But yeah, I don't think there's really enough evidence to state if Loretta is an Albinoric. It would be cool as fuck, though. Because when you think about it, the Albinorics are probably the only major race that doesn't have a dedicated boss. Humans have a shitload, giants get one, dragons get them, Omen get them. You go into factions, well, I suppose the fire giants. I mean, I guess the fire monks technically would have the fire giant. Most of the bosses we fight are basically part of the big faction for their region. But the Albinorics wouldn't have one, which is interesting given that they are somewhat prominent and important. I guess it makes sense to an extent because they're supposed to be like a weak, oppressed minority group. So, how could they have someone that's strong enough to be a boss fight? And Loretta could be that. The champion of the Albinorics. Their guardian knight. Their shining knight on horseback, you know? Actually, oh, that works really well. That's really good. Oh my god. Oh my goodness. You know what? I'm getting too distracted. We're gonna fight Loretta, and I'm just not gonna say a fucking word. I'm getting too distracted trying to do commentary. Oh, that means, oh, Melania's gonna be fucking great. Yeah. I mentioned our special rules for Melania a while ago, so... yeah. And by special, I just mean extra. Yeah, closest thing to a boss for the Albinorics would be the Mimic and the Dragonkin. Though, the Albinorics seem, like, separate from the Silver Tears. I mean, like, I guess the Dragonkin would be the closest thing, because also the Dragonkin's legs don't work. They're fairly similar to the Albinorics in that sense. You would fight against the big lady in the snowy area. That would have been neat, I suppose. It would have been quite fucked up, given that we did, what's her name? I'm forgetting Albinoric? The Albinoric woman. I'm forgetting her name. Latenna. We did her whole quest to bring her to her, and then we just fight the person that she was there to see, and, like, I don't know, give power back to save the Albinoric race. Oh, something I like about Loretta that I just noticed is that, she has the same blind spots as the tree sentinels. The same areas that you just won't get hit if you stand there. With an exception, of course, being unless you use a summon sword. But yeah, I like, you know the old saying of having a knight in shining armor coming to save you? You know, your white knight coming in on horseback to save the day? That's basically what Loretta is, but like, literally for real. A knight in shining armor on horseback coming to save the Albinorics. Going to give them a home, a place where they can live in peace. She is literally their knight in shining armor. Are you just gonna keep spamming that glintstone pebble? Ow. Ow. Shit. Ooh. Loretta, this takes me back to the good old days, the first time I encountered you in Caria Manor and you kicked my shit in for about an hour. It's really funny in hindsight, given how easy you are for me now. In there, of course. You've been kind of kicking the shit out of me here. You're definitely a character I did not expect to make a return, but I'm pleasantly surprised that you did. You're a very simple character for the most part. I suppose the bit about you maybe being an Albinoric adds some potential there. It adds like another layer of intrigue. But overall, a fairly basic character. Not too much remarkable about you. You know, it's like Niall. He is a guy, he's a cool guy that exists in a place. Actually, I suppose he'd be more similar to O'Neill. And that you, oh, it's, oh, they sure were a guy of some renown like 200 years ago. Now you're cool. Loretta's Mastery and Loretta's War Sickle. 200,000 runes. Oh, look at this idiot. Look at this dumb motherfucker. Hey, gimme. What's your message? Why is it always message? Didn't expect. You don't have the right. Oh, but I do. You know, Loretta not being an Albinoric makes her goals to be their defender a lot more noble and righteous, as she isn't even one of them. Yeah, like, the rumor is interesting, because it feels like it could have been something someone did, something a person made up to try and discredit her. Oh, she's just trying to help the Albinorics because she is one of them. Now, on the one hand, and a reason I would like her being an Albinoric is just because it would be cool for an Albinoric to be as strong as Loretta, to have the prestige of being a Carrion Royal Knight, and then being essentially the guardian of the Haligtree. It would be really cool. But it's also interesting. It's like, oh, of course she wants to help the Albinorics. She's one of them. No, she just has empathy and wants to help people that need help. Loretta's Mastery. Sorcery used by Loretta, Knight of the Haligtree. Developed by Loretta after her long, bloody journey to seek out a place where the Albinorics could live in peace. And then we got somewhere around here, Loretta's War Sickle. Intricately crafted silver war sickle wielded by Loretta, Knight of the Haligtree. Originally given for service as a personal guard to Carrion royalty, the weapon's blue glintstone has been replaced with unalloyed gold. Well, still somehow works as a magic catalyst. It's quite pretty looking. Now, very interestingly, there is a fairly consistent association between silver and the Nox, the Silver Tiers, and the Albinorics, because the Albinorics seem to come from a very similar background. So it's likely that the silver of this weapon is meant to be representative of the Albinorics, and then of course the unalloyed gold represents the Haligtree. But it's not over. Oh, does it have the best halberd moveset? Oh my god, that's delicious. Holy shit. I may have to use this at some point. This actually seems really fucking good. Wait, didn't mean to do that. Put it back on. Do a thing. Yeah, that is some good shit. That is pretty good. Well, unfortunately, Loretta's War Sickle, this is Elden Ring, so we're just gonna use shit that has cracked status buildup. Nothing personal. But it's not over. Because we may yet be given power from the greatest of champions recognized by the fingers. Royal Knight set. Silver Helm of Loretta, a knight who served Miquella's Haligtree. Loretta, once a royal Carrion knight, went on a journey in search of a haven for Albinorics, and determined that the Haligtree was their best chance for eventual salvation. Loretta was once a royal Carian knight, and her lapis lazuli blue cape is the emblem of the knightly pride that continues to guide her. Pretty cool. Debased, I would say.
Now let do.
It's not exactly our style in this instance, but I definitely dig it, you know? It's got it going on. Actually, hold on a second. Maybe we can make this work. Keep forgetting health and steeples right there. That's quite the color contrast. But what if I replaced it with something that had a bigger cape? What if I were to do that? If I could see. Eh. For a different character, perhaps. Heavenly likes everything but the feet. Of course, of course. Well, I'm still gonna be rocking this shit. Because of the nonsense we had to go through to get it. And, Black Knight, Black Sword of Death. It's a good combo. I do love the shield. Does this one go better? Yeah, it kinda does. No skill? Perfect. And I guess we, I don't know, dump a bunch of shit into Vigor because we're gonna be fighting fucking Melania. That's how it be. That's how it is sometimes. Now let's get to the real area, you know? What is a promenade? I do not know this word. What is it? A paved public walk, typically one along a waterfront at a resort. Promenade verb, take a leisurely public walk, ride or drive so as to meet or be seen by others. So, Miquella, in your quest to make people like you even more, beyond your charisma, you made your giant treehouse city walkable? My god. A walkable city. I mean, don't lie. Walking around here, stopping by over here. Think of it this way. You put up some chairs, some tables, maybe get some umbrellas up around here, maybe a gazebo. This place would be delightful to go out and have lunch. Would it not? This place would be beautiful. And that is my belief that, well, if not this place, then the place we're about to walk into is probably the most beautiful area in the game. It's obviously competition with Lanedale. But I mean, like, come the hell on. Now this, okay, I was given credit for the walkable architecture. This is definitely, perhaps, the biggest OSHA violation in the entire place. But now we're getting taken down to sea level, pretty much. Unlike most architecture in this game, there are still barely any headstones. Yeah, it's true. Well, you know, I doubt very many people have died here. Actually, let me rephrase that. If someone dies here, you could just chuck them off one of the branches. Nevis doing the big Metal Gear Solid reference, as you should. Gotta love my big snake eater. Two of these so far. Gotta love them. In darkness and silence through the night. In terms of breathtaking, I still think seeing Farum Azula is the most outstanding. I would, but I think Placidusax's storm looks kind of poopy. It looks kind of shitty, kind of ugly, you know? Just kind of looks like a big rope spinning around in the air. It just has mush textures. Also, I like color, and this place has faded color, I guess. Elfhale, the brace of the Halig tree. Is it just me, or does the theme for this place feel like some kind of inversion of the Landau theme? This place of unalloyed gold. But unalloyed gold is supposed to never tarnish. And this place looks pretty faded. So Elfhale, for those of you who don't know, means God's work. Which, yeah, I think that kind of speaks for itself. I don't really need to go in depth explaining how that fits into this. Here we have a Clean Route Night. Hope to encounter one of you guys in a minute. Actually, I think it hasn't been too long. The last time we encountered one was when we were going looking for patches. Ow! Oh, when the Scarlet Rot hits. I'm gonna fucking die. Bruh. Oh, the Clean Route Night set is delightful. It's fucking great. Millicent, my beloved, so close. She better be. She should be. Ooh, that's cool. Fucking Spear of the Church. It's true, the Clean Route Knights are technically a bunch of Millennia LARPers, but they've taken it farther than anyone. Destroying their own bodies willingly, letting themselves rot away. Is that Elden John? No, I don't think so. Not quite. Nah. Hey Millicent, how you doing?
Again we meet. I can only surmise our purposes are aligned. In which case, allow me to explain myself.
Sure thing.
I am of Millennia's blood.
We know.
But in what capacity, I know not. I could be sister, daughter, or an offshoot.
I think you're
Whatever
technically
the
an
case,
offshoot.
I am certain of a
If you mean in like a
kinship between
plant
us.
sense. Which would actually, well... we'll get into some people's disagreements on Millennia's blooms. The Aeonian blooms. There are a few different interpretations of things.
There is something I must return to Millennia.
Oh, do tell.
The will that was once her own.
Really?
The dignity. The sense of self that allowed her to resist the call of the Scarlet Rot. The pride she abandoned. To meet Radahn's measure.
Yeah, so, as some people have explained, and I like the, eclipse theory for this reason, is that Millennia did not want to release the Scarlet Rot, but beating Radahn was so important that she cast aside her pride and her, like, own well-being beyond even just, like, getting killed, for the purpose of defeating him. As some people pointed out from the trailer, you know, the story trailer, when she unleashes Scarlet Aeonia on Radahn, it looks like she's saying something. That is a, I forget the exact word, but it's like a... You know when you have some sort of saying or prayer you use to keep yourself calm or to get into a certain mindset? That's basically what she was doing. It was almost kind of like a meditation thing. To keep her sane. To keep her calm in the situation. Speaking of Gowry. Yeah, a mantra. There you go. A mantra. That's what it is. Hey, we got 12 people in here. If you guys just hopped in and you haven't already, be sure to leave a like on the stream. Let's kill him. You know, Chilled, I was just thinking that. We should fucking kill Gowry. That would definitely bear fruit. Tater, you didn't get a notification? I literally pinged you with the stream like an hour ago. I mean, I guess that's what you didn't get the notification for. You are a little late. We beat Loretto already. We just arrived at Elfhale and met Millicent. Hey, Gowry.
Thank you kindly for giving the needle to Millicent.
No problem.
Now she too can begin her journey and stare her fate straight in the eye.
What would that
You've
fate
been
happen
a
to be?
saint through and through. As thanks, I vow to impart to you my knowledge of the lost sorceries of the Selians, descendants of the Eternal.
Oh yeah, that's actually pretty important, significant lore. The Selians who practice night sorcery are descended from the people of the city of Eternal Night. I know, crazy. Queenstone stars. Sorcery of the Olivinus Conspectus, which attracts sorcerers from Celia, town of sorcery. Sorcerers are assassins. Below Celia, the eternal city of Nokron sleeps. This sorcery originates from the maidens of that place. Interesting. We have for incantations, pest threads. Of course. Incantation of the Servants of Rot. A technique of the pale pests who crawl through the lands afflicted by scarlet rot. The abandoned children of the goddess. Do you have an interest in rot incantations? Are you for real? Are you for real right now? Hello. Do you have a moment to talk about our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ? You cannot be fucking real.
Do you have an interest in rot incantations?
Maybe.
Then you might like to learn something of the history of Miquella, goddess of scarlet rot.
Sure thing. Millicent paid a visit, you know.
Oh, you noticed, did you? Indeed, Millicent did visit this hovel of a home. It seems the memories eaten away by the rotting sickness yet remain, but faintly. However, she has no need of me anymore. No, she must embark on her journey and stare her fate in the eye. I mustn't impede. As I've aged, I've found the best way to aid the young is to be forgotten.
I feel like it's not. That's a really fucked up worldview, you know? You're just trying to have influence without people knowing you're having influence. I gave her the prosthesis.
So, you gave Millicent a golden arm replacement. This is a wonderful development. Thank you for your kindness. Now, Millicent may fully realize her true warrior's potential, like her beautiful mother.
Yeah. What about Millicent in general? Tell me about her.
The girl, Millicent, she is a bird. Green and undeveloped, waiting to flower into magnificence. What a wondrous day that will be. In truth, before her, I'd never seen a bud of such superior quality. She might very well outshine her sisters.
Tell me about Melania.
Queen Marika and her king consort Radagon were blessed with twin demigods, and Melania was one of them. She was born an Empyrean carrying the scarlet rot.
Yeah.
An Empyrean is no mere demigod.
Mm-hmm.
In the age of the Elden Ring and Queen Marika, the precious Empyrean was born, a new god to forge a new order. Since Melania fought Radahn and the great scarlet flower blossomed in Aeonia. I have dedicated myself to her, and to the resplendence of the Order of Rot, the cycle of decay and rebirth.
So, something important that Ronnie says is that Empyreans are chosen by the Two Fingers. In fact, that's also mentioned about the Glow-Eyed Queen. She was chosen by the Two Fingers. But Melania was born with the Scarlet Rot. It was there from her birth, and yet still the Two Fingers chose her to be a potential successor to Queen Marika. Why? Why? If she is infected with the power of an outer god. Well, as many of us have recently been enlightened thanks to Smotown, and apparently according to information in the Japanese Elden Ring lore community, the word for outer god in Japanese is more akin to kami, which are basically nature spirits or gods. So theoretically, the outer gods are not necessarily great ones, like Bloodborne, great old ones or whatever. They are more so just gods that exist outside of the Golden Order, but are not necessarily rivals to the Greater Will. It also means the Greater Will is technically not an outer god, because it's part of the Golden Order. It would be like, I don't know, the one inner god. Yeah. I guess. So, the outer gods all seem to be conceptual entities. They represent death, rot, blood, chaos, things of that nature. There are probably several other entities. The moon, I guess to an extent, maybe. Though the moon could actually be something else, given the fact that the moon actually attempts to block out the influence of the Greater Will. And chaos does to an extent, but chaos is weird. When you look at the different endings, when we choose to create new versions of the Golden Order, they are still part of the Golden Order, no matter how different they are from the current one or how fucked up they are. You know, like the Age of Despair with Dung Eater. That's horrible. But we're still just using the Elden Ring. We've still just, created a new order. So, I don't think the Greater Will really cares what kind of order there is, so long that there is one. The Elden Beast is an embodiment of order. Not the Golden Order, just order. The concept of order. So, Gowry's Order of Rot? Yeah. The Greater Will's like, yeah, I don't care. Yeah, do your Order of Rot or whatever. Bring about an Age of Rot. I don't care, so long as the world is operating under some sort of rule. God doesn't give a shit as long as someone is in control and he has a hand in it. That's pretty much it. As long as you are operating within the parameters that the Greater Will has established, it doesn't care. It doesn't care what you're doing, as long as you're still subservient to it, to at least some extent. And that's quite interesting, to say the least. Anyway, Millicent said some shit.
Oh, Millicent. Finding herself, is she? The words of a true innocent, the dear girl. Well, perhaps this is just as it should be. Little Millicent following in the steps of her mother, no matter what. This is their fate, after all.
Uh-huh. Anyway.
We shall meet again, you and I. There are countless bests to choose from.
Uh-huh, yeah. So, this be a good sort, except ill-omened creature. Dastard. So yeah, much like how Shibruri can, I don't know, possess corpses, I guess. Gowry can just possess pests. Which I guess means he's just like the envoy of the Rot God. Much like how Shibruri is the envoy of the Frenzied Flame. Let's see, what have I been pinged for? Or just people talking about the old guy in Ajin. I'm gonna start reading Ajin tonight. I've seen enough panels of what's his name, Sato, of the based old man talking about console gaming to decide to read Ajin, and other people just saying it's peak or something. I think Cave likes it. Pretty sure Cave was like, "Oh, it's so peak." Someone was talking about it the other day. They're like, "Oh, I fucking love Ajin. It's so peak." And it has that one really good OST. Got used in the good old Kojiro versus Poseidon MMV. Shout out to all you people who remember that. Gowry, what the fuck?
Have you taken the lesson now?
Oh, it was
Killing
water.
me
I see.
is but an exercise in futility.
Fascinating.
All is well, provided you understand. Let's just pretend it never happened, shall we?
You put your chair
Please
back
make
together and
certain
everything?
that little Millicent goes unharmed. Like her mother, she has the stuff to be a great warrior, but commands only one arm and is yet preciously young.
Fascinating. Well, time to go back to the Halig Tree. The prayer room, but who are they praying to? It's not really clear. He will have even more dialogue if you kill him more. Oh god.
There is something I must return. The will, the dignity.
Who do we think this person is? I really have no idea. Also, we're gonna use this because there's a lot of things here. I'll do it for the lore after we get to the next Site of Grace. So, the knights here in the Halig Tree probably have the coolest knight armor. Just because they all have these fucking crowns. Oh. You survived. So we got some interesting fellows here. They will commit suicide in the name of Miquella and blow themselves up. Isn't that lovely? Three times is the max. Good to know. Idiot. Oh wait, he's not dead, is he? Maybe I'm the real idiot. We have multiple statues of this cloaked person with the staff. Is this supposed to be the idea of adult Miquella or something? This is who we imagine him being? Kinda looks like a shepherd of some kind, maybe? Shepherd for the forlorn masses. I don't want to see an order of death to wither a tree while deathbirds sit perched upon the branches. That would go very hard, I must say. That would definitely go stupid. Hello? Oh. Get stuff in your shit, I see. Understandable. Do it. He's pussy. He won't. He won't do it. He won't kill himself for our amusement. I mean, educational purposes. What may be back here? I do not know. I've not been back here before. This is a learning experience for all of us. We're also making very good time, I must say. Your Lake of Rot comment went unnoticed. Hold on. Where did you comment on it? Where did you comment on it? Hold on, I gotta switch to live chat. Maybe then I'll see it. No way Melania had 5 kids. May as well call her Snatch the Lake of Rot on God. Well, it's not like she gave birth to them normally. They came out of the Scarlet Aeonia. They came out of the Aeonian swamp. Which still sounds like an innuendo. Triple rings of light. Oh, how fancy. One of the incantations of the Golden Order Fundamentalists, a gift from young Miquella to his father Radigan. And then Radigan was like, wow, that's really cool. Here, I'm gonna make this even better for you. Fuck you, Dad, I'm leaving. Oh, okay. Do you think Radigan felt bad about that one? I feel like he felt bad about that one. If you don't think Radigan is some kind of emotionless sociopath, which he might be, given his apparent obsession with being a hero and a champion. Miquella, please, you're the only child I care about. Fuck you. Fuck you, Dad. I'm gonna go live in my big treehouse with Melania, and we're gonna invite all of our friends, and you won't be able to do anything about it. And it's true. He can't. He is powerless to stop. Miquella's ultimate treehouse slumber party. Because it's in international waters. Yeah, Melania was like, fuck you too, Dad. You didn't do shit. You couldn't help me for shit. Oh, the rings of... Oh, there's 2 of you here. Look, we've encountered the fucking, Clean Rot Knight duo. You know, Clean Rot, as I've mentioned before, is such a funny oxymoron. Obviously, rot is supposed to be dirty, but these guys are clean rot. It's probably supposed to be because they are both the soldiers of Melania, the Rot, and Miquella, the Unalloyed, the gold that does not tarnish. You know, the joke wasn't even good. Like, it wasn't even that clever. So, I don't feel any kind of guttural reaction to it. A pun has to be clever for me to be like, oh, you motherfucker, I'm gonna skin you alive. Ow? Oh, you dude, you should take some fucking Pepto or something. Ow. I don't want to shoot you for reminding me of the show. Apparently people like it. I don't know. I have Amazon Prime, but I've never bothered because I also keep forgetting I have Amazon Prime. Bitch! Fucking die, please. Jesus Christ. Oh wait, we have Scarlet Rot right now. Hey, I already have those, I think. Shit. Neo, do people seriously say you're naturally funny? I don't mean to offend, but... Hey! There you go. They blow themselves up in hopes that, the explosion of their life force will bring Miquella back. Don't ask me how. It's probably because Miquella's in the spirit world right now or some shit. Boy, we really could use that site of grace right now. Oh, fuck. Hey, Tinder hot dot XYZ. Go away. Yeah, it came to them in a dream. It was revealed to them in a premonition. That's their source. Something, you little son of a bitch. Oh my fucking word. Haligtree soldier ashes. Interesting. Very, very interesting. Hi! Don't mind me! They're minding the fuck out of me right now. Well, there you have it. But now that we got most of that stuff, we can just run past these guys, right? I don't think you would care. Oh, I mean, I guess we could go over to the other... like the other side of the wall. Mom's been gone to get groceries for a long time. Better kill myself. Haligtree Night Ashes. Ashen remains in which spirits yet dwell, used to summon the spirits of 4 Haligtree soldiers. Spirits of common soldiers who carry the sacred light. When weakened, they explode to deliver a last-ditch attack. This was the bitter revelation discovered by the desperate soldiers who awaited the return of their lord to the rotted Haligtree. May the flash of our deaths guide Miquella's return. Yeah, it's a questionable strategy. Let's say that much. I find the logic in it to be somewhat questionable. Somewhat questionable. I won't completely disregard it or anything, but I do find it a bit questionable. Ah yes, later. Yeah, I guess we really can do this whole bridge later. Is that another fucking stone sword key door? Miquella Knight's Sword. It's very pretty looking. Very pretty. Sword forged by servants of Miquella of the Haligtree, with the design modeled after those carried by Carrion Knights. Instead of glintstone, however, amber from the Haligtree is embedded in the blade. A sumptuous piece. Yet it has never been offered to any knight. An ill-starred sword with no master. Well, that's interesting. I guess Miquella was maybe going to create his own equivalent to the Carrion Knights, perhaps led by Loretta, given that she was an actual Carrion Knight at one point. Perhaps the design inspiration came from her. Do I have that basic healing spell? Which one? I don't really use healing spells. It is interesting how few Clean Rot Knights are here at the actual Halig Tree. Presumably because most of them, you know, died in Caelid. Or still in Caelid. Like, safe to assume Melania took most of them with her. Oh yeah, and you know, obviously Putrid Avatar. Apparently those things can be commanded to some extent, or know to work with other people, I guess. Miquella really was getting like his own little world order set up here, taking all of the cool shit from everywhere else, putting it into one society, and then a certain horned pedophile had to mess it all up. Haligtree Nighthelm. Very, very interesting that this is its own thing that we get. It is apparently important enough for that. Helm worn by knights sworn to the Haligtree, graced with a gold crown of unalloyed gold. Increases faith. So as we've mentioned a few times, Miquella seems to have this very unique, uncanny charm to him. His ability to persuade people is godlike. He has a very weird charisma to him. We see that with the Bewitching Branch. And I suppose we also see it with the Nighthelm. And that literally adorning the armor, presumably, created in part by Miquella, increases your faith. Presumably your faith in Miquella is an interesting and maybe slightly sinister little thing. Miquella is the god of in-universe asset flipping. Exactly! He is the man that does all of the asset reuse. Say man when he takes the form of like a 10-year-old boy. What do I get from killing this thing? Anything? God, the range on that is just yucky. Saying his Moog did nothing wrong. Gotcha. No, a child being conniving, aka a child being a child, not a reason to do Moog stuff. Sorry to all the Moog fans out there, I will never condone his actions. Oh! This is just sheer fucking chaos. Nice. The ends justify the means, damn it. That's pretty questionable. Moog is a funny but terrible individual. He is funny because of how terrible he is. Like, he is absurdly terrible. Oh yeah, apparently the shield here is like one of the fucking rarest item drops in the game. Shit's kinda crazy. Wow, man, I'm doing terribly against this guy. Whatever shall I do? I guess I'll do that. Does it stay dead? It does. Beautiful. Oh yeah, cool that the knights here use both incantations and sorcery. Once again, combining all of the good shit. You get fucking killed by your own artillery? That's crazy. That must be so fucking awkward for the guy up there on the ballista. God, that's funny. Wonder what's behind this door. Quite curious. Friendly fires. Sorry, Steve. Attacking ahead. I guess we'll find out what's here later. Rykard is a villain for the means that he used and where they led him. Oh, you were very close to killing the first dragon in AET, but you got a nat 1? That is so sad. A tragedy, even. Yeah, not for the actual worst part of the tree. My condolences, Neve. Did it bite your arm off in response or something? Important. Rotten crystal sword. Oh yeah, and no, we've been able to see before that the Crystallians can be infected with scarlet rot. Where's the normal one? Oh my fucking god. Jesus Christ. Leave me alone. Rotten crystal sword. Wow, that just loses like the vast majority of the description, but also it festers with scarlet rot. Night Maiden's Mist is fantastic for these guys. That's good to know. What do we have here? Some sort of, I don't know, a big cup, I suppose. Hero's Rune. Now, there's definitely something right around here I should be able to get. I know it. I'm actively aware of it being around here. My gaydar is detecting it. You know what I'm talking about. I'm stuck. The door's stuck. Oh, there we go. it's out here. Alright. I have no idea where Finlay's ashes are. It's a big gulp. Oh, my favorite. I love those. It's the double gulp cup. For the fucking Slurpee. Let's go kill Gowry again. Fuck it. A proper size cup. For the double gulp Slurpee. I see we've gone back to harassing Band about releasing the chapters. That's very good. Very, very good. Wish we had 7-Eleven here. I don't know, because I don't remember if I've had one before. I think I might have. Are Slurpees, like, soda drinks? Or are those ices? I can't remember which one I've had before. Yo, Gowry.
We shall meet again. As many times as it takes.
That first time he says it sounds so fucking... My god, he just sounds so sick of it. It's how I sound a lot of the time. We shall meet again. I'm lazy, I don't feel like fast traveling all the time. Flashbang, beware. Huzzah!
Have you taken the lesson now?
No.
Killing me is but an exercise in futility. All is well. Let's just pretend it.
Where's the new dialogue? Where is it? Is it only after I've killed him the third time? Pardon me, Gowry, I'm shoving my testicles in your face. Perfect. Perfect. Yes. 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 Very good. Very good. Yes. Delectable. So what, I kill him 3 times total and he gets new dialogue?
We shall meet again. As many times
So he has
as it
1
takes
HP. Good to know.
for you to understand.
That's it. But you said he gets new dialogue every time I kill him 3 times. Oh, that's it? Oh. Well, okay, I guess. It's a bit underwhelming. Though actually, I suppose I prefer them not locking important lore behind such nonsensical shit. Speaking of nonsensical shit, I really can't remember where Finlay is, and that's kind of annoying. Finlay! You don't need to send a link to Finlay. I can just look it up on the Discord or on Google. Huh. That is not where I thought they were. Hold on. I thought they were somewhere else. Except these are basically soda ices invented when one guy's soda fountain broke, so he put them in the freezer. Thus making them slushy. Ah, that's what I was thinking of as well, slushies. Slurpees, slushies, ices. I feel like these are all the same shit. Yeah, they pretty much are. Hey man. Okay, so I guess there are 4 of you around here. 5 if we count Finlay. Who's right there? Legendary ashen remains used to summon the spirit of the cleaner-out knight Finlay. Finlay was one of the few survivors of the Battle of Aeonia, who in an unimaginable act of heroism carried the slumbering demigod Melania all the way back to the Halig Tree. She managed the feat alone, fending off all manner of foes along the way. So to put this into perspective for you, literally across the entire map. The whole fucking map. From one side to the other. From around like here-ish, you know? Around this general area. All the fucking way through Caelid. Through Limgrave. Up through Liurnia. Up onto the Altus Plateau. Took a pit stop here at the Shaded Castle. Continues back along through, gets through fucking Lanedale, goes through the fucking consecrated snowfields, and then finally manages to get back here to the Halig Tree. Finlay is definitely one of the MVPs of the lore. For someone that's presumably a relatively normal human to accomplish such a feat is absurd. I don't know why I went back here. Muscle memory. Yeah, they are. They most certainly are. So anyway, as we all know, this place kind of sucks dick. Oh boy, we got a new bot. Lovely. Fuck off. Now this is very pretty. The white, the reddish brown, the pink. It's all a bunch of nice color contrast. And you can see Melania's boss arena from up here, but not with the binocular. Or the monocular, or the telescope, or whatever the hell you want to call it. You can see it from up here. Isn't that cool? Now the inside of the Halig Tree is quite interesting because this looks like a fucking city. This looks like a city of some kind. It was never completed. What does it remind me of? Reminds me of something from an adventuring game, like fucking God of War, Lara Croft, some shit like that. feels like the remains of an ancient civilization found in like a cliffside. Except we're inside a giant tree. Alright, gentlemen, please fuck off. Yeah, something like Uncharted. Yeah, Scarlet Rod's much browner than the other places here. Yeah, probably because it's like mixed with the rotting tree. So it's not just the Scarlet Rot there, it's the fucking liquefying Halig tree. That place looked nice for a sewer hell. Did it? That's an interesting take. What else do I want to do? I wanted to put Bloodhound Step on this, I do believe, yeah. I don't give a shit what it uses. Time for us to basically finish Millicent's questline. In very on-brand, unfun fashion. Why are you sticking your ass up in the air, you weirdo? Also, is it just me, or are these pests bigger than the usual? They seem a little larger. Good question. Who thinks more convincing to join their religion, Gowry or Shabriri or Vare? Probably Gowry. Because Decay and Rebirth at least has like a nice rebirth aspect to it. Vare is just like, oh, do you like being a fucking psychopath and killing people? Which you might be. I mean, that may appeal to you. And Shabriri is just like, oh, wouldn't it be great to just fucking destroy everything, make chaos take the world? Now me personally, I don't find that particularly compelling. Hey bitch. Yes, come over here. Ow. 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 Oh, fucking hell. This is definitely the worst one, by the way. Can you tell why? Or because the other two can't keep the subtlety up long enough to convince you. Yeah, that is fucked. Putting such a thing there in a rot pool on a cliff. There's something I didn't know about until recently, but when you're in the Ashen Capital in the endgame state, you can encounter an ulcerated tree spirit just kind of wandering around. And I think when you get near it, you feel the ground rumble, and then another one pops up, and you're like, oh my god, a fucking another one of these? And then you travel a little bit further, and then the ground rumbles, and it's like a fucking third one pops up. Actually, is there even one roaming around initially? One pops up, and you're like, oh my god, I can't believe it. It's an ulcerated tree spirit. And then another one pops up, and you're like, oh my god, I can't believe it. And then a fucking third one pops up, and you're like, fuck you, personally, Miyazaki. It's very funny. Come on, you bastard. That's more like it. I wonder, is this sufficient to hit you? Yeah, the moment in Wooly Versus was borderline satire. That's where I found out about it from. Ooh, you like ulcerated tree spirits? I love ulcerated tree spirits. The ulcerated tree spirit piece. Truly the Elden. You would not believe the guttural, primal fear I just experienced as this thing learned to fucking go around. Go to hell. How many golden seeds do we have now? Not nearly enough. Do you look forward to fighting 3 in the Ashen Capital? I do, considering I've never fought them all before. Now what the fuck do we have here? Oh, that's pretty good, actually. Now, here we have 2 choices. Assist Millicent or challenge Millicent. Obviously, we're gonna fucking help Millicent. Like, no shit. It's more difficult this way, but I mean, come on, we're helping our friend. So here's Millicent. And here are Millicent's sisters. Amy, Maureen, all very white British names. Now, I suppose this is a really hard encounter if you don't have a bunch of stupidly broken weapons that do AoE. Maybe then it's hard. But I think the last time I did this one, I was using the Mogwin Spear, and like, you know how that goes. Thanks for coming in for the assist, Millicent. Pollyanna. Forget what the other one's name was. Wasn't Pollyanna the one that helped us out with O'Neill? I think she was. What are they doing here? Are they here for the same purpose? Perhaps? Or are they here to stop Millicent from fulfilling that purpose? Anyway, you're welcome. But what if they all could waterfall? I'm gonna eat you alive. Rotten winged sword insignia. Greatly raises attack power with successive attacks. So the first one is an honor bestowed upon the knights who fought alongside Melania the Severed. The wings symbolize Melania and her undefeated prowess. Though she never knew relief from the accursed rot she was born into, her blade was forever beautiful and relentless. Whereas the rotten winged sword insignia, which has, like, you know, all the butterflies and flowers on it and shit. You know, Phase 1 Melania, Phase 2 Melania. A talisman depicting a raised prosthetic blade, an honor bestowed upon the Valkyries who serve the goddess of Rot. The four sisters were born in the swamp of Aeonia, and came to the Halig Tree under the aegis of Gowry. And yet, those buds were doomed to never blossom. Which is why he had to pick Millicent. They must blossom. But why? But why? I'll tell you why.
Oh.
Well, I'll tell you why in a bit.
Thank you for lending your hand.
No
Without
problem.
your help, I could not have defeated that quartet. I feel as if I've been in your debt from beginning to end.
Kinda, a
Thank you.
little bit.
With your help, I was able to live as my own person. If only in passing. But this is where things end. I paused to even tell you, but I took out the needle myself.
Oh.
Tell whoever put you up to this that if I am to flower into something other than myself, I would rather rot into nothingness as I am.
Let's quit the girl boss move. I don't give a shit if it kills me, if I will die and become nothing, be no one. I will do what I want and be myself until the bitter end.
Please, let me pass alone. The scarlet rot writhes now, worse than ever. Soon, I won't be more than a mound of flesh, curse-laden, untouchable. I wouldn't want such a thing to bring you harm. Please, the scarlet soon, curse-laden. I wouldn't want...
Yeah. Well, yes, of course. In case you didn't know, important NPCs have a force field around them that makes them invisible, so, like, when you jump on them, falling onto a character can damage them, so it just activates the force field. It's kind of funny. So we gotta teleport back here. Yeah, drainage channel. What a flattering name. Oh boy, drainage channel, my favorite. Millicent is the best girl of Elden Ring? Arguably. I mean, there are so many. It's the biggest FromSoft game. It has the highest quantity of female characters. You have a lot to choose from. A lot of variety, you know? Oh my god, what an idiot. I say as he still manages to fucking shoot me in the back, the bastard. Huh? What do we have here? Dead, I'm afraid. Unalloyed gold needle. An intricately crafted needle of unalloyed gold, removed by Millicent from her flesh, bears no trace of befouled blood, but is faintly moist with dew. There is something I must return to Melania, the dignity, the sense of self that allowed her to resist the call of the Scarlet Rot. I guess she won't be able to do that now. So now there is no way for her to get any of that back. By the way, Mary means bitter, Marine means star of the sea, Amy means beloved, Pollyanna means bitter sea, and Millicent means strong. So I guess these are all different aspects of her, to an extent. Some interpretation. Oh, Gary, you look so sad, so upset. What's wrong?
Millicent, my daughter, why would you take out the needle? You were so close, so very close to becoming the fairest of all flowers. Would you disown us, too, as your mother did? We, children of the Scarlet Rot.
Yeah.
Millicent, Malenia, do you detest us so utterly?
I would, you're gross.
Millicent,
And manipulative.
Malenia, do you detest...
Go to hell. No resurrections this time. Flock Canvas Talisman and Yari Spellbearer. Oh, these are the ancient Canvas Talismans. Faithful and then Flock. Oh, jeez. That one's much creepier. Yeah, I suppose Gowry is definitely some kind of envoy of the Rot God. Some sort of entity created to be its messenger. But I suppose that's all for Millicent. Now we have the needle. Which means there's only one thing left for us to do with it. Maybe if we can't return Millicent to Melania, we can return the needle to her. He's molding over that decision. Bruh. I'm gonna be right back. I'm just gonna go to the bathroom. And voila, I'm back. It's almost as if I never left. I'm really glad there are no issues with, like, sprinting, because I was playing a little bit of Demon Souls yesterday, and I'm not sure, because stamina wasn't going down. Does Demon Souls just have some kind of limited time thing for sprinting? I don't know, it was weird, because a lot of my sprints kept getting interrupted. I kept getting fucking killed by fire on the Lord's path. It was a bit annoying, as I'm sure you can imagine. Anywho. Not quite close enough. Now we can get there later. We actually go back there to an extent. So yeah. Dung Eater is indeed arguably the most evil character. Just wants the entire world to suffer. Has no greater purpose to it or anything. Doesn't even really want power. He just desires suffering. He likes it. What a fucking gross asshole. He also ends racism against Omen. You know, I feel this sort of instance, much like with various other groups, yeah, you got rid of the racism and we replaced it with something even fucking worse somehow. Good job. Instead of solving a group's problem, you just gave everyone a problem. Nice. It's like getting rid of racism with zombies. Yeah, pretty much. It's like, thanks, I guess? You kind of made everything fucking worse, though. Shabriri ends racism by killing everyone in the whole world. Thanks, Shabriri. So this place looks to be something of a cemetery. I know it was mentioned earlier that they don't really have much in the way of headstones here, but they do seem to have some here, except actually placed like a normal fucking cemetery, which is beautiful, by the way, with these red leaves. I suppose these are Arteria leaves? They look delightful. The nice thing is that the Halig tree's base color is like a faded gold green, so then any amount of brighter color that gets added in looks fucking delightful. That looks a little bad, though. I can't lie. Excuse me, gentlemen. Don't mind me. Very backward. Oh yeah, you fuckers. You even got the pests praying to the dead. That's interesting. I suppose they may think they're currently in the middle of a process. Decaying and being reborn, you know? You always get turned around in this area? What, you just get confused? They're just saying grace before eating? Ah, jeez. Who let the kids play outside? Oh, give me this fucking bell bearing! Give it to me! Give me all of the shit. Moog and Dung Eater would make quite the duo. They would. They most certainly would. You'd think their quest lines would kind of play into each other a little bit. You know, because they're both the worst guys in the world. They both got the Omen thing going on, trying to bring about a new age. Definitely would have been one of the combos ever. Let's see. Yeah, Moog was kind of doing what Dung Eater ends up doing anyway. Mine says the Seeker Centipede bosses are annoying. Can we turn him into goo? Ask him why it's annoying. Ask him, does he do deflection? Does he play Sekiro the way you're supposed to play the fucking game? Oh shit. Oh, Dragon Crest Great Shield Talisman, that's interesting. Can I get out of here without dying? Not quite. Let's have a look at that talisman, shall we? He's so much. Fine. You just deflect to his rhythm. Fine, you just suck at the game. I'm sorry. Yeah, Sekiro is literally a rhythm game. Once you learn the rhythm for deflection, it's easy. Ah, yes, the talisman. Forgive me. Finds terrible taste. Distracted me. What the fuck does this thing even look like? No, yeah, we should definitely do some kind of like big, crazy fancy crucifixion of Fine at some point. Dragon Crest Great Shield Talisman. Legendary talisman of wrought iron depicting a massive ancient dragon. Enormously boosts physical damage negation. The ancient dragons, who ruled in the prehistoric era before the Erd Tree, would protect their lord as a wall of living rock. So it is the shape of the dragon has become symbolic of all manner of protections. Of course. Of course, of course. How could I forget? That doesn't seem particularly worth it. What are you doing out here, you silly Billy? symbolic of all manner of item descriptions. Truly the game of all time. Broke, getting mad about reused enemies. Woke, getting mad about reused item descriptions. It's one of the best talismans if you use Radigan's Source Seal. Oh, you know what? I bet that is a fantastic combo. I bet that is great. Because it just negates almost all of the downside to using it. So, Traveler's Set. Light yet sturdy clothes, worn by young women who set off into the world to confront their fate. The Royal Revenants to get Marika's Source Seal. Is that here or is that somewhere else? Because I was gonna go do that other area first before we do her. But anyway, here is a big Scarlet Aeonia flower. This is presumably one of Malenia's... Okay, so with the set there, either that was one of Malenia's daughters, one of the daughters of Rod, or this was Malenia's first bloom, in which I'm very confident that's when she lost her legs. So my theory that I've always subscribed to is that Malenia bloomed twice. The bloom in Caelid against Radahn was the second one. And then when she fights us, that's the third one. That's why she becomes the goddess of rot. Some people think hers in her fight with us is only the second. Other people think, oh, her bloom in Caelid was her first. This is the bloom of one of her daughters. This is what Gowry wanted to happen with Millicent. But it's also Malenia's second bloom. How is that possible? Well, Malenia's daughters are her. They are parts of her. When they bloom, that is an extension of Malenia blooming. Some people don't believe it because it doesn't say God slain. I mean, I guess? I guess. That could be like your one argument that I would give you, is it doesn't say God slain. However, I think Malenia and the Elden Beast would be very different types of gods anyway, so like, yeah. Ah, get fucked. You bitch. Ow. That's why I love Blasphemous. It gives the Dark Souls lore things, and then also gives like a little fucking passage with it. I can't really read it that well because I'm focusing on fighting this guy right now. But yeah, I do like that with Blasphemous. It gives you lore, and then it's like, here's a little excerpt of a story involving this item. Look at that thing shake. My god. My goodness gracious. Rotten staff. Now you can power stance these fucked things if you want. Interestingly, this one does not require any faith. How curious. Doesn't even really give us much in the way of explaining the putrid avatars. I guess you're just kind of left to assume, yeah, I guess they're Erdtree avatars that have been taken over by the Scarlet Rot, so now they serve it? I don't know. Feel like that could have been fleshed out a little bit more. Maybe that's just me. Nice. Getting a lot of those around here. In case you couldn't tell, this is indeed one of the end game areas. The item description with the holy kisses is so good. Yeah, I love all the weird religious shit in Blasphemous. I love the way it's explained and described. It's fantastic. They could be avatars of the Halig tree. That is possible. But they also appear at minor erd trees and seem to fulfill the same purpose, so it seems more likely that they are, in fact, just, corrupted erd tree avatars. Fuck you. Kiss my ass. You should get back to Blasphemous. It's a fantastic Metroidvania. And actually gives good reason for doing New Game Plus. That reason being, well, there's a whole slew of bosses that are New Game Plus exclusive. The Amanecitas. They're great. Gotta love them. Now, can I remember how to get the fuck down here? Hup. There are more than one of these fucking things here. Why, might I ask? Thank God for iframes. Am I right, fellas? Just give me the fucking item. Marika's source seal. Now that's an interesting thing, ain't it? Of course. Now these I could almost see as being minor Halig trees. Oh yeah, I never got a good look to see whether or not these seem to be two separate trees. Vomit tech on the teleport. Very impressive. It's undeniable these guys are experts. Yep. Excellent. Phenomenal. Let's have a look at that description, shall we? Shit, we may be done by 11. Maybe. Probably around 11, I'm thinking. Now this thing must be disgusting. Fuck Radigan stuff. Marika's Source Seal. Is there a Marika's Scar Seal? This legendary talisman is an eye engraved with an Elden rune, said to be the seal of Queen Marika. So, Radigan's rune is like the background to the Elden Ring. Marika's rune is like the, here. Well, I can't show it to you guys, but if I I guess if I exit out to the main screen, but you look up Elden Ring. You look at the Elden Ring, right? It's that uppermost part of it. The one that she's crucified on. Wow, that's really insane. I look up Elden Ring, go to Google Images, the first fucking sponsored item that pops up, not safe for work Ronnie sticker. That's really incredible. That's really fucking amazing, I have to say. You can put it... Do you want to put video game doll titties and vagina on your canteen to keep on your desk? Here you go. That's really amazing, I have to say. Marika's Scar Seal's in the Shifa River near the Dragonkin Soldier location. Well, I know where we're heading, boys. Marika Scarcio. I didn't even know these fucking existed. What an incredible game. Am I right, fellows? Okay, so we go to fucking Shifra. Go to the... Oh, is there really not a fucking... I guess there's no site of grace for Dragonkin Soldier. I thought there was. Remember when those used to kill you really easily at the start of the game? Funny how things go. Remember when we didn't know what was up there? Funny how things happen, right? I do love progression in games. It's great. So let's see here. Yeah, I can't believe we're back here. It's been so long. How nostalgic. This is where I got my beloved dragon halberd. So it's over around here somewhere or something? Down here? Or up there? I feel like up there. Wait! Yeah, didn't think so. Ah, my. Oh, by the waterfall in the boss area? I should have known. An eye engraved with an Elden rune, said to be the seal of Queen Marika. These seals represent the lifelong duty of those chosen by the gods. Solemn duty weighs upon the one beholden, not unlike a gnawing curse from which there is no deliverance. Oh, motherfucker, these are just the same descriptions again. God damn it. Well, I suppose it works for them, because they're the same. Anyway. Time for me to lose the will to live. After all of this time, from the first reference, way back here, by the gate front, to learning of her armies marching through Liurnia, to seeing the desolation caused by her battle with Radahn here in Caelid, following Millicent upon her journey, and going along the path to the Halig Tree. At last we arrive here, at the Halig Tree's roots. Before I do that, I should probably change my physic. Duty is a curse. Dung Eater ending. Oh, you clever bitch. That's a good one. I have to hate you for that one, because that one's quite clever. I guess we'll just go full HP, why the fuck not? Alright, no, you know what, that's stupid. We do the classic. The classic combo. Well, ladies and gentlemen, may God have mercy upon my wretched soul. Oh, why don't I just fucking use up this shit? It's not like I'm gonna use a holy pot again. Without any further ado, the hardest FromSoft boss. Now, we must talk about all the good things this fight has going for it. First, presentation. Look at this arena. It's beautiful. Here you can very clearly see where Miquella was growing into the tree and where his cocoon was removed. Maybe that was going to be his body. Maybe he would puppet it like some kind of wood mecha. It's all rotting away. And there is the source. In this lovely flower field as always. I do love how quiet and serene the start to this is. And Melania has this strange beauty to her. Even though she is rotten and missing limbs, she has this beauty to her.
I dreamt for so long.
I love her voice. It is lovely.
My
It's
flesh
wonderful.
was dull gold, and my blood rotted. Corpse after corpse left in my wake.
You know what? There's also no heavy ambiance to that intro.
As I awaited his return.
I feel like a lot of boss intros have that. They have like this heavy ambiance to it. This doesn't have that. It's just silent. And Melania's just been waiting here.
Heed my words.
Just like all the other soldiers. She's got nothing else going for her.
Melania, Blade of Miquella.
That's all she is. Blade of Miquella. Nothing else. A blank person. At least without her emotions, you know.
And I have never known defeat.
I bet you haven't. So, as some of you know, I've tried learning Melania a little bit with time. So, I should give a bit more of an entertaining attempt against her. Heal? Thanks. Yeah, not you, Melania. Not you. I didn't want you to heal. I was trying to fucking heal. Oh yes, I suppose because of the existence of Millicent and her sisters, Melania is indeed, canonically, a MILF. Do whatever you will with that information. That is about the best I can dodge Waterfall. If I'm at close range, I'm sorry folks, I'm fucked. I have no idea how I did that. Don't question it. I sure as shit am not. Oh my god, she's doing it so much. Holy fuck! Jesus Christ! I've never dodged it this many times in one fight! Did you block? That sounded like a block. It almost looked like a block, too. I don't quite have the back-off timing for that yet. I always get clipped by it. Yeah, she does stagger very easily, which makes the fight easier, but I think it is a flaw with the fight. Because it encourages cheesing her. The combination of Waterfall being so unforgiving, and her low poise being so cheesable, I think encourages not learning the boss, which is bad. You should be learning the boss. Well, that went fairly well. And now we get on to the chaos. Well, what do you know? We beat Malenia. There you go, guys. We're all good. Anyway, I guess that's where Miquella came from. Isn't that interesting? Well, I guess we'll go back along our business. So much for the strongest of the demigods. Ha, yeah. Undefeated swordsman my ass. I guess swordswomen. And you know what this game does great? The cutscene music drops. Here and in Godfrey. This? Masterful. This fight has so much amazing stuff going for it. It's a shame about those mechanical problems, because, like, if it weren't for them,
The scarlet bloom flowers once more.
competition with the best FromSoft bosses ever, unironically. Look at this shit. Look at that. Obviously the butterflies are being born from the rot because it's decay and rebirth. It's creating life. It is not just death. Oh, God knows we will.
Now, rot.
No longer has the will or pride to resist the scarlet rot, so she just doesn't. She just embraces it. And now, with her third bloom, she has become a true goddess. Shit! Oh, fuck. Oh! I knew I was gonna get fucking hit by that. Goddamn. Whew. Well, that wasn't too bad for a first attempt. Generally a big fan of this non-sexual nudity and character design not used enough. That's exactly it. That's another thing I really like about Malenia. The artistic use of nudity. It's completely non-sexual. Like, you look at Malenia naked, and I don't know about you guys, but it doesn't make me feel any of that stuff, you know? I'm just kind of like, yeah, that's a neat design. Oh, shit. Speak for yourself. Yeah, I imagine if some of you are into gangrene, maybe that'll do something for you. Okay. Yeah, and that's when I die. So yeah, I suppose that... Wow. I fucking knew. It was all of my luck spent on that one waterfall. God damn it. Ooh. I am enjoying this. I am enjoying this quite a bit more than I have many of my previous Malenia runs. That, okay, now that was the best job I've ever done at dodging waterfall. Oh, delay caught me there. You fucker. Yeah, the nudity helps display how much of her has been eaten away. I also think it is kind of like a display of divinity in a sense, you know, when you think of like classical paintings and sculptures of divine beings, they're usually naked or have very little covering them. Because if you're God, why would you give a shit about wearing clothes? You're God, who cares? Yep. Well, I guess those tips are finally fucking working. A problem with waterfall is that part of the way to avoid it is literally tricking the AI. Man, these runs are getting worse and worse, but I'm getting better and better at dodging waterfall. It's kind of funny. Like, I'm doing worse and worse with the attempts, like I'm making less progress, but I'm getting better at dodging waterfall. What the fuck is going on? This is the weirdest of... I don't know how I'm doing this. I don't know how I'm doing it. I didn't watch the practice. I didn't watch the fucking tutorial videos. I haven't been practicing. I was fighting Melania the other day on another character using a, what was I using? Twin Blade? Actually, no. I was using a Twin Blade, and then I resorted back to the good old-fashioned cheese strategy of Rivers of Blood and then Cold Uchi with Hoarfrost Stomp. And I couldn't really get that far with it. Or, no, like, I got to Phase 2 solo one time, but I couldn't dodge Waterfall for shit. I couldn't dodge it for shit. Now, obviously, looking at the amount of Crimson Flasks we have left, this one's gonna be a dud. But, we're learning. Yeah, my brain's wasting RAM on Waterfall, so I'm just, like, absolutely shitting the bed on everything else. Watch, she's gonna do it right now. Oh. Okay. Can I hit her with this from here? Well, that's all, folks. Ooh! Shit! Yeah, there you go. I need to buy more minutes to feed Melania. I'm enjoying this. Yeah, Melania deserved her placement in the tier list. I'm enjoying this. As I've now figured out how to mostly avoid Waterfall, you know what? I'm enjoying fighting her. That was the best run so far in terms of health bar? That's true. Her second phase, I think, has less health. Either she has less health or she has lower defense. I don't know. I mean, the less defense makes sense. She literally has less clothes on. Oh, the nose itches. Oh my fucking god. I need to resist instinct. I must resist muscle memory. quite the contrast from the initial playthrough, you don't say. The timing on that follow-up is messing me up. I can't quite get it. Death. Yeah. And that is the problem with Waterfall, is if you get caught by it at an inopportune time, it's over. It's done. Was that the 4th or 5th attempt? Well, I'm pretty sure either way, by this one, we're allowed to, whip out our close good friend. I swear to God she can block. Does she block when she does that backstep? It sounds like it. She doesn't take as much damage. I'm not crazy, right? I'm literally the Lord of Chaos and Madness. I am crazy. That's fair. I will accept that. I just have this feeling she's about to fucking do it. Why did I lock off there? What a silly thing to do. Do it! Get fucking... There you go. Do it! Oh, that's why I was locking off. Waterfall is easier to dance when you're locked off. Or, what the fuck? Waterfall dance is easier to dodge when you're locked off. Can you tell my brain is melting right now? It's too hyper-focused on this shit. This is way too mentally stimulating. Yeah. This fight is painful with a Colossal Sword. Yeah, so on the character that I was fighting them with, Rivers of Blood and the Cold Uchi, I was initially fighting them with the Dragon Great Claw. It did not go phenomenally, you know? It did not go great. But now we've definitely reached our threshold. Come, my mightiest servant. We are not trying to be here for 3 hours. This is a lore play, after all. God damn. Yes, hit her. Hit her, Tish. She's gonna do fucking Waterfall right now, I can feel it. Kinda. Oh my fucking lord. Wait. The frostbite knocked her out of Waterfall. What do you know? Shit. Tish, don't die on me yet. I need you. Help me! I didn't summon you to die in phase 1, goddammit. Oh, I do love elevation making attacks miss me. That's always a treat. Huh. Okay. Alright, okay. Sheesh. You fuck. Damn, that knockdown. Come on, go over here. No, don't do that, please. Yeah. Well, yeah. Is Tater still here? Did Tater say he was leaving a while ago? I'm sure he would be appalled by my newfound enjoyment. If you first try, I'll become a paid transporter. Shame that didn't happen. Shame that didn't happen. Oh, we're just about to hit the 3-hour mark. Nice. I did think this stream would be around, like, the 3.5 hour ballpark. Yeah, she called upon her stand power. Needless to say, it's kinda cracked. Yes, do not dodge, destined death. Don't fuck. Oh shit, I forgot. That's a bug. Okay, it'll only do it once. That is like the 3rd time I've seen that happen. It is so strange. Yeah, at least we're not hearing I Am Melania, Blade of Miquella for an hour. I'm sure that would not be the most entertaining thing in the world. Yes, we have to gank her. Shit. So yeah, that was a thing that just happened. I lived somehow. Ah, my fucking god. Oh, what a shit show. Yeah, Tish knocking her down is very funny. It's quite humorous. Okay, we're good. She truly do be Melania, the Blade of Miquella. An undeniable fact. Ooh. Come on, Tish. Just fucking pile it on. There you have it, folks.
Extraordinary. The mark of a true lord.
Melania's Great Rune and Remembrance of the Rock Goddess.
Dear Miquella. Oh, dearest Miquella. My brother. I'm sorry. I finally met
my match.
So, I have now beaten Melania 3 times single player with summons, and 2 times in co-op. If that took us more than 5 attempts with Tish, we were going to start summoning people. But, if you'll excuse me, I have to... hold on, I gotta take off some of these extra layers I had on. I was getting too comfy. Actually, I was trying to get really comfy, but now I'm getting too fucking warm. I've simply gotten good enough. I've overcome the skill issue. To an extent. I'm not good enough to fully solo her yet, but I have improved quite a bit. Improved enough to say that, yeah, Melania is a very good boss. Now there'll just be an empty chair here waiting for Miquella to never come back. Remembrance of Melania, goddess of rot, hewn into the Erd tree. Miquella and Melania are both the children of a single god. As such, they are both Empyreans, but suffered afflictions from birth. One was cursed with eternal childhood, and the other harbored rot within. So, initially, when the game first came out, literally all of us were like, oh, Empyreans can only be born from a single god. Miquella and Melania are Empyreans because Marika's Radagon. How does Ranni work? What the fuck is the deal with Ranni? And we were all very, very confused. Also, does that mean that Marika's born of like another divine rebus or some shit? What's the deal with the Glomide Queen? Then we remember the fact that Ranni says, oh yeah, the Empyreans are chosen by the Two Fingers. And that kind of provides a modicum of explanation as to how she can be an Empyrean, because the Two Fingers are just like, you are an Empyrean. Oh, okay. Alright. But that was the source of a lot of the confusion. Ah, yes, of course. Don't worry, Chilled. We'll get back to it momentarily. Don't worry. Don't worry. But first... I'm not forgetting about the needle. I'm not forgetting about the needle. Now this fucking thing finally unlocks. Elden Ring's just a game of 20 questions, but instead of answers, you just get a dozen new questions. Yeah, that's just FromSoft games. And actually, we do have quite a few answers now. As time has gone on, we've managed to think of a few answers. Did I beat her first try? No, Tater, you missed it. I dodged Waterfall like 9 out of 10 times. How could you miss it? It went so well. That was the most fun I've ever had fighting Melania. I mean, you can go back and watch it. It's still there. Oh, we can see Garunk from here. Or we would have if he were still here. I suppose this is an interesting kind of in-between place, because we can see the Bestial Sanctuary there, Bestial Sanctum. And then from up here, we can see Missoula. Ain't that neat? Anyway, this one looks really cool. Melania's Great Rune. Great Rune of the Shard-Bearer Melania. The blessing of this half-rotted rune reduces the healing power of flasks of crimson tears. And yet, due to the infusion of Melania's Spirit of Resistance, attacks made immediately after receiving damage will partially recover HP. Melania is daughter to Queen Marika and Radagon, and her Great Rune should have been the most sacred of all. Well, shame about that. I mean, why was it supposed to be the most sacred? Because she was a fucking Empyrean. She's the only Empyrean that we kill to get a Great Rune. She is the most godlike out of all of them. In fact, she is the only one that ascends to actual godhood. Alas, it was not to be. Not Miquella? Well, we don't get Miquella's great rune, so... And it doesn't seem like Miquella was destined to become a god no matter what, like how Malenia was. As far as we're aware. Miquella is the most fearsome. Malenia is the most holy, divine, I don't know. Anyway, the final bloom. With this, I guess, to what extent we can. I'm sorry if I sounded like I was having an emotional break there. I'm not. My throat is dry. Yeah, there we go. So to what extent we can, even now though we have technically killed her, we will return Millicent to Malenia. Though I suppose, if you think about it, this is just the continued cycle of decay and rebirth. We kill Malenia, but her body transforms into a giant flower, a giant living thing that pollinates and produces more life. Miquella's needle, and the Somber Ancient Dragonsmithing Stone. The true needle. The needle to defy God. Wherever the fuck it is. It's in here somewhere. I'm just blind. Yeah, I am blind. Yeah, it'll grow like the one in the Aeonian Swamp. Where is it? It's a key item, right? Oh, play free. Wow, free member message. Better not waste it. Thanks, play free. Where the fuck is this needle? Oh wait, it's technically a consumable. I forgot. There we go. Miquella's needle subdues a once accepted frenzied flame. One of the unalloyed gold needles that Miquella crafted to ward away the meddling of outer gods, capable of subduing the flame of frenzy if inherited, allowing one to cheat fate and avoid becoming Lord of Frenzied Flame. However, the needle is as yet unfinished, and can only be used in the heart of the storm beyond time said to be found in Farum Azula. Well, that is very specific. That's a very specific requirement. Miquella was the most fearsome Empyrean of all because he found the power to resist gods. Everyone is subject to the power of the outer gods. But Miquella was just like, nah, I'll just make this metal shit that can just make you ignore it. Because I'm that good. I'm just that good. Yo, Gideon! About those unlocated demigods.
You. What is it?
About the Halig Tree roots.
So, the Halig Tree. Now but a husk. I heard speculation Miquella embedded himself in the Halig Tree. But, before he could finish, someone cut the tree open and absconded with his infant form. Indeed. It seems those words held weight. How vexing that the All-Knowing didn't have the full story.
Truly.
Perhaps the Queen's sorrow was justified. Ah, my apologies.
Which
Lost
queen?
myself for a moment there. The information you shared is of great value. As promised, your reward. A secret right, known only to me. You are a true fellow. All I ask is that you remain constant.
Lord's Divine Fortification. Oh wait, is it an Ash of War or something? Am I just really slow and can't see things? Oh, it's right there. As I said, incantation taught to Gideon the All-Knowing by the Two Fingers. Gideon gained true knowledge after his long exchange with the Two Fingers, discovering all had been broken long ago, that the trembling fingers bent with age, and the Erd Tree itself were no exception. So it does seem like the breaking of the Elden Ring, and I think it seems Vare was correct on this. The breaking of the Elden Ring, the breaking of a connection to the Greater Will, damaged the Two Fingers. It's caused them to wither away, and for many of them to die. And it's caused the Erd Tree itself to have many cracks appear in it. It's nowhere near the brilliance of its golden age. It's faded. These things as well are tied to the Elden Ring. Now, the thing about Miquella embedding himself in the Halig Tree, I brought this up in the Mountaintops of the Giant stream. But in Dark Souls, curses can be removed by transferring them into another object. A lot of times you use these stones that you put a curse into to remove it. In Dark Souls 3, there's the Curse-Rotted Greatwood, a big tree that everyone wanted to get rid of their curses by transferring them into the tree. It was a sacrificial tree, pretty much. In Miquella's case, maybe he was trying to do the same thing. That seems to be the general idea, is that by implanting himself into the Halig Tree, he would have freed himself of his curse of eternal youth. But I think, and I haven't heard anyone else mention this either, so I don't know if I'm the first person to think of it, or the first person to bring it up, or if I just haven't heard other people bring it up. But obviously, we thought the Erd Tree was eternal. It turned out it wasn't. So the age of the Erd Tree can't last forever. But Miquella is perpetually a child. He will be a child forever. It is a curse of eternal youth. You will never grow old. You will never rot away. You'll never become tarnished, unalloyed. Unalloyed gold. Gold that will never fade or dull or rust. By transferring his curse of perpetual youth into the Halig Tree, perhaps, theoretically, he could make it so that the Halig Tree would never grow old and wither away. He would free himself of his curse, allowing him to realize his full potential, and at the same time ensure that his haven for all of the downtrodden races would last forever. It's pretty ingenious. You can definitely see why, indeed. Well, part of why, indeed, Melania thought Miquella was the most fearsome Empyrean of all. Which, again, is a very ironic thing coming from her. The one that everyone was scared shitless of and is like, yeah, Melania's the strongest. No one can mess with Melania. Oh, and you know, the fact, everyone is super intimidated by Melania because we have to fight her and deal with fucking waterfall.
Well, what is it now?
You sound a little less pissed off than usual. About the Lord of Blood's cocoon.
Ah, I see. So Miquella was with the Lord of Blood after all. That is some fine intelligence indeed. With it, the final clue has been brought into the light. One of the last few pieces of the round table. I need to put everything together. As promised.
Interesting how much you associate yourself with Round Table.
The last of the secret rites. known only to me.
Law of causality, nice.
Well, I wonder what comes next.
Good question.
If he continues his slumber within the cocoon, all would be well. But perhaps it would be safer to destroy it. Miquella is the one thing that remains a mystery to me.
Yeah, isn't that interesting?
There are 4 Miquella, his twin.
No, yeah, we got all of them.
So here, if you should learn all trades, we both as such.
And there's only one non-discarded great rune left for us to find, which I do think is the biggest indication. That's some DLC right there.
Well, what's it?
Yeah, nothing. We've completed all of Gideon's stuff. So, let's see. What was the other right he gave us? I didn't actually see. I wasn't paying attention. Whoops. Let's see. Which one was it? Imagine a Miquella boss as a curse disappears and he rapidly ages into a man before fighting us? That'd be crazy. Okay, Law of Causality. Where's that one? One of the incantations of the Golden Order fundamentalists, one of the key fundamentals, manifests a small ring of causality within that allows the caster to automatically retaliate upon receiving a certain number of blows. The fundamentalists describe the Golden Order through the powers of regression and causality. Causality is the pull between meanings, that which links all things in a chain of relation. So the law of regression is that all extremes will eventually converge at the mean, at the average, and the law of causality is, well, you know, there's cause and effect. If you perform an action, there will be a consequence to it. These are the fundamentals of the Golden Order. Everything will eventually converge at the center. In the case of the current Golden Order fundamentalist, probably meaning like the Erd Tree. Because, you know, everything goes through the Erd Tree, reincarnation through it and shit. And then cause and effect. I guess that's just more of a morality thing or something. I'm not really sure how much we learn about cause and effect outside of, like, Marika shattering the Elden Ring. Or, you know, maybe the Knight of Black Knives. That's probably the biggest cause and effect. Maybe. I don't know. You could argue, outside of the arrival of the Elden Ring, you could argue about, or that, or fucking Marika becoming the host of the Elden Ring. You know, oh yes, if you think about it, the crucifixion of Jesus Christ is responsible for the Second World War. Yeah, no, not that kind of shit. I mean, like, things that were a singular event, maybe something that doesn't seem like it was that important initially, but ended up being significant in the long run because of the law of causality. I would be interested in looking into what the most significant thing might be. Now that we've done that, let's see what shit we get for beating Malenia. So, power from remembrance. The Hand of Malenia and the Scarlet Aeonia. Do not be tempted by the blue gash tarnish. Yeah, yes, of course. Miquella. What should I call my eternal kingdom? Oh, I know. Hallownest. Well, that would just mean that Miquella was actually a fucking idiot. Hand of Malenia. Blade built into Malenia's prosthetic arm. Through consecration, it is resistant to rot. Malenia's war prosthesis symbolized her victories. Some claim to have seen wings when the weapon was raised aloft. Wings of fierce determination that have never known defeat. Until now. Scarlet Aeonia, technique of Malenia, the goddess of rot, creates a gigantic flower that blooms into an explosion of scarlet rot. Each time the scarlet flower blooms, Malenia's rot advances. It has bloomed twice already. With the third bloom, she will become a true goddess. Yeah, I think those two blooms, one, loss of the legs, second one was against Radahn, caused her to lose her eyes. That is what I think. The Elden Beast falling to Earth made the Dung Eater eat ass. Now that's a funny example of the law of causality. The equipment of champions. Melania's winged helm. Winged helm made of unalloyed gold. Worn by Melania, blade of Miquella. Melania awaited Miquella at the foot of the husk. My brother will keep his promise. He possesses the wisdom, the allure of a god. He is the most fearsome Empyrean of all. I mean, theoretically, Miquella could do whatever he wanted. He could do anything by just asking other people to do things for him. How do I know he'll come back to the Halig Tree? Oh, he'll ask some really strong person or group of people to bring him back, and they just will. But it was not to be. Why did Miquella never ask Mohg to just bring him back to the Halig Tree? Well, I don't think he ever woke up after being taken out of the Halig Tree. If the eclipse is also necessary to wake up Miquella, I think it's probably safe to assume that Melania goes out, she has to go fight Radahn, that's why she's willing to release the Scarlet Rot and the Scarlet Aeonia to beat Radahn, so that the stars can move, the eclipse can happen, and Miquella can reawaken. He can fulfill his metamorphosis. But until that happens, he's going to remain asleep. So Mohg goes, scoops him up, he's catatonic, he's in a coma. And that's why he never responds to Mohg. It's because he's asleep the whole time. Essentially, if the cut content is to still be believed, his soul is basically absent from his body. His body is a husk right now. There's no soul within it. So, no matter how many times Mohg was like, "Oh, Miquella, please accept me as your consort," there was no response because there's just nothing in there. Nobody's home. And that's why he was never able to convince Mohg to bring him back. If he was conscious, he could have just been like, "Mohg, bring me back to the Halig Tree." "Okay, whatever you say, Miquella." He's a reincarnation manga protagonist. Nah, not a bad idea. He's like Godwyn the Golden? Yes, indeed. So we may get more than one demigod fight from DLC. Well, we kind of already figured that, but yeah. We're gonna buy this, obviously. That's the same one. It's of note that Melania just kind of has unalloyed gold slapped all over her. Like, all of her shit is made of unalloyed gold. Because beyond just the needle, presumably, well, obviously, helped with resisting the Scarlet Rot. But it was incomplete. It wasn't able to fully stop it. It only slowed the spread of the rot. Melania would have probably died a long time ago if it weren't for Miquella. So, in addition to the needle, it's just, yeah, here's all of your armor and your prosthetics. Yeah, this is also unalloyed gold. Just wear as much of it as you physically can. She has like a wrap around her left hand that looks to be made of unalloyed gold. It almost looks like it's embedded in her flesh. So, you know, more unalloyed gold, as much as physically possible. Resist the power of the Rot God as much as Miquella's magical science will allow you to. Chilled says, I would love a Hollow Knight style thing where we can fight prime versions or ideal dream versions of the bosses. So you want inner variants. I mean, we got that in Sekiro already. And they were pretty great for the most part. I'd say pretty great. I hold Inner Father as my second favorite FromSoft boss ever. Like, just beneath Gale. I like him even more than fucking Sword Saint Ishin. For some of these, depending on what they do with them, inner variants, yeah, those could go pretty hard. Those could fucking slap. We have 15 Remembrance bosses in this game. I think from DLC we'll probably get a total of 5. Probably get 5 total Remembrances. And we can get, yeah, please no Inner Melania. Please no. I am very confident when we fight her, she is literally stronger than she has ever been, because it is the first time she has become a true goddess. So the Inner Melania, please know that is totally unnecessary. Just do not do that, for the love of God. But yeah, with that, guess that's all for today's stream. Quite productive if I do say so myself. Which means next time, Inner Melania replaces Waterfall with One Mine. Oh, well that would just make Melania significantly better, because One Mine is just infinitely better than Waterfall Dance. So yeah. Anywho, next time, we will be, well, I suppose we won't attack and dethrone God yet. We'll be lighting the big tree on fire, and then somehow getting teleported to the city outside time. So, that should be a real hoot for the whole family. I hope you're all looking forward to it. I know I am. It won't be tomorrow, because I got work tomorrow night. Maybe Sunday. Probably Sunday. We're gonna shoot for Sunday, and then maybe, we finish up Monday afternoon. Sounds good. Right? I think so. So with that, that'll be all for today's stream. Thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed. And until next time, I'll see you guys around. Take care. Bye-bye.